Of all the vehicles in the Land Rover family, the Range Rover Sport is perhaps the most surprising success. Long before BMW came around with the X6, the Range Rover Sport provided a mix of on-road performance, off-road prowess and uncompromising luxury that not only turned heads, but became a very popular option. But what happens if you take the TDV8 and replace it with a turbo diesel V6? Well, let's find out. On paper, the swap from V8 to V6 appears to be less than auspicious. The old TDV8 managed to extract 200 kilowatts and 640 newton meters from its 3.6 litre capacity, which allowed the big SUV to get off the mark with impressive alacrity. While the new TDV6 is smaller and less powerful, it is also significantly lighter, which contributes to a lower overall curb weight. This 3-litre TDV6 is essentially the same engine as the one powering the acclaimed Discovery 4. It produces 180 kilowatts of maximum power and 600 newton meters of torque. While it's lighter and smaller than the TDV8 it replaces, the power outputs are not that dissimilar. Thus, the TDV6 delivers 180 kilowatts of max power and a 600 newton meter torque peak. But more importantly, the new TDV6 is cleaner and more efficient, which benefits overall fuel consumption and exhaust emissions. At the rate the cost of fuel is climbing, that's a vital improvement. The new Range Rover Sport TDV6 has a claimed combined cycle fuel consumption figure of just 9.2 litres per 100 and an open road thirst of only 8.1 litres per 100. That easily trumps the previous V8's combined figure of 11.1 litres per 100 kilometres. The rest of the package is familiar Range Rover Sport territory. The silhouette is instantly recognisable, as is the haughty presence. Our test car is the HSE Luxury version, which means it gets special wheels and specific badging. The Range Rover Sport is a commanding vehicle, and proudly so, but there's not much to alert the casual observer to the HSE Luxury's identity. Those with a sharp eye will notice the surround camera system, but the rest of the package is fairly generic in the sport context. The Titan finish grille and side vents add further purpose to the big SUV's presence, and that tall stance dwarfs everything around it. Not so obvious though is that the headlights are equipped with automatic high beam assist, which dips the headlights automatically when oncoming traffic is sensed at night. It underlines the high-tech nature of this luxury all-terrainer. Behind the wheel, the Sport combines opulence and comfort with ergonomic refinement. It's the interior that makes the HSE Luxury so special. It looks and feels expensive, and it has a list of standard equipment as long as my arm. Build quality is peerless as usual, and even the seating position is quite regal. The front seats are electrically adjustable in almost every dimension: height, reach and rake. Even the side bolsters can be made wider or narrower at the push of a button in the interests of comfort and lateral support. The steering column also offers adjustment for reach and rake, so that dialing in the perfect driving position is quickly and painlessly achieved. The entertainment system is a further highlight and includes a full-color touchscreen display, configurable satellite navigation, iPod integration and a rear entertainment system that includes a dedicated remote control and headsets. The sound via multiple speakers and a subwoofer is particularly good. The Sport doesn't feel as spacious as its Discovery 4 stablemate, but there's ample room both front and rear, while the innovative dual-stage tailgate allows access to a decent luggage compartment. The toolkit and other accessories are located under the boot floor, while the spare wheel is tucked in underneath the vehicle. The good news is that this Range Rover Sport also pleases in dynamic terms. It offers brisk performance, although the tall stance and angular aerodynamics do blunt the vehicle's outright urge. To me, the quintessential Range Rover Sport is the supercharged version. It has the shove of a Boeing and feels almost terrifyingly quick. By comparison, the TDV6 is swift and resolute, but it does have a bit of turbo lag at pull-off. Still, the 0-100 time of 9.3 seconds quick enough. Top speed is 193 kilometers an hour, and that can certainly get you in hot water. However, the Sport feels as big as it looks, and the remote steering feel doesn't help either. It's more juggernaut than sports car. The 6-speed auto gearbox is slick and refined though, and the air suspension is one of this vehicle's biggest plus points. It adds poise and control to the SUV's road manners and soaks up the rough stuff. It's a vehicle made for rapid cross-country trips. Even better, there's no need to stick to the tar. The Range Rover Sport is still an off-roader, and a pretty decent one at that. It has all the 4x4 bells and whistles, permanent four-wheel drive, diff locks, low range and terrain response. In fact, the weakest link here are probably the wheels and tyres, mainly because those are on-road biased and they really don't provide enough grip and bite when the going gets tough. That said, the substantial ride height and adjustable suspension, together with the sheer grunt of the TDV6 engine and that superior four-wheel drive system, all ensure that the Sport is never intimidated. It's always user-friendly and inspires confidence, an aspect that will please 4x4 novices. Most of all, this is a vehicle that's easy to take anywhere and always feels unstoppable, and the Land Rover pedigree really shows. It's the breadth of talent that makes the Range Rover Sport so special, and that's as true of this latest TDV6 version as it is of the rest of the range. It may not be as sporty and as exciting as the supercharged version, but it's certainly the most balanced member of the Range Rover lineup. The TDV6 may be a smaller engine than the V8 it replaces, but power and torque are still more than adequate, allowing brisk performance, but with gains in efficiency and consumption. The Sport combines real dynamic talent with true all-terrain versatility, while the luxurious cabin is the cherry on top. But this is not a vehicle for those seeking subtle, unassuming transport.